Hello my dear students, welcome back to online tests again. Today we are going to discuss the properties of materials. This is the third revision class from the chapter number sorting of materials into groups. That is chapter 4 from your NCERT book, Science. So let's begin with that. We have already discussed in previous slide the appearance and state, these two properties of materials. So today we are going to discuss another properties of materials. So let's begin. Here the slide is a classification based on solubility. Different materials have different solubility in water. Based on their solubility, materials can be soluble, insoluble, miscible or immiscible. Solid materials that dissolve in water are said to be soluble in water. For example, common salt, sugar, these all are soluble. In some substances which are completely disappear or dissolve in water, those substances are soluble in water. And solid materials that do not dissolve in water are said to be insoluble in water. For example, sand, wood, stone, chalk powder, wax. So other substances that do not mix with the water and do not disappear even after we stir for a long time. These substances are insoluble in water. Next, so we will see some liquids, some gases which are soluble, miscible, insoluble or immiscible in water. So liquid that dissolve in water are said to be miscible in water. Such examples are there: alcohol, vinegar, lemon juice, honey, glycerin. These all are miscible in water. Okay. Next comes to liquids that do not dissolve in water are said to be immiscible. For example, kerosene, coconut oil, diesel, mustard oil. That is why oil and water does not mix together. Okay. Next we will see some names, some gases which are dissolved in water and some other are not dissolved in water. Some gases dissolved in water such as carbon dioxide, oxygen. Oxygen dissolved in water, that is why survival of aquatic organisms is possible. If oxygen is not dissolved in water, then no any aquatic organisms can be survive. Okay, so oxygen dissolved in water is essential for the survival of aquatic organisms. Soft drinks such as carbon dioxide dissolved in them in soft drinks such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Okay, so when you try to shake those bottle, they will just come with bubbles. And gases like nitrogen, hydrogen, helium are insoluble in water. So the gases which are insoluble in water, these are nitrogen, hydrogen, helium. You have to remember those points. Okay. So here is a table for the materials which are soluble in water. Sugar and salt, they are soluble in water. Sand dust, insoluble in water. Chalk powder, insoluble. Then vinegar, lemon juice, they are miscible or soluble in water. Mustard oil, coconut oil, kerosene, these are insoluble or immiscible. Then oxygen, carbon dioxide, these are soluble. Then nitrogen, hydrogen, helium, these are insoluble in water. Okay. So next comes to the ability to float or classification, that is based on flotation. Actually, this force is known as buoyancy. The upward force applied by the fluid on the object or the body when an object is put in or submerged in the fluid is termed as buoyancy. So there is a classification based on buoyancy, that is materials can be classified based on the sinking or floating in water. Certain objects floats on water whereas others sink, and this property of the material to float on water is called flotation. Objects which are denser than the water sink, whereas objects which are less denser are than water, that will float on the surface of water. So a leaf floats on water, such as wood, feather, these all are less denser than that of water. Okay, and they are lightweighted, so they are easily float on the surface of water. But in another contrary, a metal spoon that is heavier or denser than the water, or the rock, metal, these are easily sink in water. Okay, so today up to this, in the next class I will discuss about some other properties of materials in more detail. I hope you understood this all. That's all. Thank you.